Welcome back. Just trying to set up the channel here, see if it'll catch. There's some connectivity issues. I don't think it's not there yet. Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. Okay, just gotta quickly set this. Just getting set up, almost done. There's a lot of work to these things. Okay, so we're all done here, hopefully. Okay, just going to actually show you a replay, and we're going to talk a little bit about this new sim that I picked up off of Steam. Now they have it right now, 50% off. I think it is $8 and change, and you get quite a bit of content. Right now, well, we can come back to this. Yes. So there are quite a bit of cars that you can run in this content. The content for Stock Car Extreme, and it's a little misleading. Stock Car Extreme. You're thinking NASCAR, but it's not NASCAR, and I don't want you, thinking that that's what this is about. This is like a South American, Brazilian type of release. They have their different versions, I guess, of all these kinds of cars, or what their idea of stock car is. But I really want to comment on the content, not only the content, but the amount of tracks. So there is quite a considerable amount of tracks and cars that are involved. I'm not sure about mods. I think the mods there's probably mods all kinds of mods you could do. I haven't really looked into it that deep as far as where you can go. I just was pretty amazed with all the different cars and stuff. So there are V8 supercars in here now. Unfortunately, there's no Australian tracks, which is kind of a bummer. But I think that I just want to make sure. Everything is running okay here. Let's get into the replays, and we can show you. I can actually show you the last one I did here. So the track I'm on is Santa Cruz do Sul. It's really cool. I'm running the little Mitsubishis. There's front wheel drive, all wheel drives. There's rear wheel drives. There's like GTP class. I think it's GTP. There are like the VA supercars. There's open wheel for the open wheel fans. And there's a lot of nice tracks. A lot of fun tracks. The force feedback, that's a little bit different to get used to. It is really good. Just don't get me wrong. And, looks like my stream is... boy, oh boy, I've been lagging with... connectivity all day for some reason. It really sucks. Anyway, I'm hoping there'll be enough to do this video. I should probably reset my internet, but I'm sorry guys, I'm just I don't have top of the line gear or anything like that, and I'm kind of just making do with what I have. I know the internet in our area has been spotty the last little while, so maybe that's what's going on. I don't know, but I should be able to run this stream no problem. It is saying that it's okay, so anyway, what we'll do is I'm going to run this replay. This is of the Mitsubishi, and it is quite a bit of fun on this track. And so here we go. Now first, I think, have a look at the setup. Just wait for our car to come out. Now the graphics aren't the best. You can see, but I think this refresh rate, this is the setting that I have it on. I don't have it on the right setting right now. So I can fix that. That will get better as I figure things out here. Alright, so let's, this little Mitsubishi here, let's get her cranked up. I'm having trouble with my brakes as well, my pedals. See, look at that. Look, that's me pressing on the fuel, and it's grabbing the brakes. So it's really slowing me down. But I did manage to get podium in this practice session. So, I mean, already, see, look at that. Look. It really sucks. I gotta get rid of these pedals. There's a shorter connection. There's a short in my pedals. So even with that, I was able to do halfway decent. This is a fun little track. It keeps you busy. Gives you a good little workout, that's for sure. But yeah, great track. And they got about 20 different tracks. Suzuka's one of them, or they have it named differently, but it's Suzuka. So I haven't driven this car up until now. I've been putting some laps on this track though, trying to get used to the layout. So it's taken me, I don't know, probably about 20 or 30 laps to get to this stage. Not with this particular car, but all together with the different cars I have been running. Look at that guy, right in front of me. AI. But the AI are really good. Their situational awareness is it's really good. And I have a lot of fun with them. They really keep you on your toes, keep you hopping. And this is actually default. I think, yeah, I haven't even put a setup on this yet. And the setup is very detailed, what you can do with it. Amazing detail. What you can do with these setups. You know, pending the car and what it allows, you know, what it can do in real life, I guess. Opposed to real life. I guess what I'm saying is, it's a lot of sim, it's a lot of game for the money. You will have to get used to the force feedback and the physics in this. It's like real world, where when your wheel comes over, it's trying to mimic, you know, if you didn't have power steering, all that kind of stuff. A race car suspension, how it would feel through your feedback setting. So it is different to get used to. There are quite a bit of settings in there. I've been trying to find and look up the settings to see exactly what works best, and it just takes a lot of research for this, because there's not a lot out there on RaceRoom, or not, or on Stock Car Extreme. So you really got to dig deep to find anything like wheel settings and stuff like that. As far as car setups, I haven't found anything. I just work on it myself. Now this is a default, and like I said, I came in first, and I have the AI cranked up on this. So I'm starting to learn the track. This is the first time I've actually tried the car out, what you're watching right now on this particular track. And I think there's, like I said, about 20, and I'm sure there's probably a ton of mods out there for this. And for the price, you just cannot beat it. I cannot say enough about this. For the money, you cannot beat it. You can have a lot of fun with it. And the quality right now, I think it's just the way I have it set up. I think my refresh rate is not, I didn't pick the right one, basically. I think I'm at 54 hertz. I should be at 60 or 120 or something like that. So that's why you're seeing a little bit of the lag, I guess you'd call it. But it's, I mean, it's watchable, right? It's probably like at 30 frames per second or something. But I like it. It's you can definitely have a lot of fun with this, and you can really fiddle with all the setup features in the cars for each car. So it goes very detailed. You get into actually even weight biases, not just your bias for your brake bias, but your weight bias. So you got your longitudinal, and you have your front to back. So side to side and front to back in your weight bias. You know, your camber and all that kind of stuff, but it also adds in caster. Caster is something you see in a project cars, but it's definitely worth the money. I mean, if you have something, you got an extra $8 lying around, you can't, like I said, you can't go wrong with this. I think Empty Box did a thing on this. He was really impressed with the physics. A lot of people I talk to, they're impressed with the physics. So, I mean, is it pretty? It's not as pretty as, say, project cars or even a Assetto Corsa or something like that. It's not as pretty, but it's definitely something that you can, you know, and part of that is the refresh rate. Because I've seen videos where it's definitely better than this. So, like I said, I just got this, and I'm still fiddling with my pedals, for crying out loud. It's a real pain in the you-know-what. Not very happy with that. But oh, you know what I haven't heard is my pick or that's what I haven't heard. Well, because I have it on for this. See, you can see that my brake. I'm not on the brakes there. I mean, that's just my fuel. I'm playing with my fuel. If I get the fuel all the way down, it doesn't, but you'll see here, I'll let off the fuel before I hit the brakes, and you'll see it's a real pain. It's unsettling and doesn't leave a lot. See that? A lot of confidence in car driving. I definitely recommend picking this up if you got, like I said, if you got about extra $8 floating around, pick it up. You'll have a lot of fun with it. It will give you some good time to pass the time away. that's it for me. What I'm going to do is we'll close out here. I'm just going to show you, get into the car setup. Now, now that run there I did, ran in first place, and I was able to get first, or ran first place and with a default setup. So I haven't even looked at the Mitsubishi setup yet, but we'll have a quick little peek in here and you can see kind of what's going on. Actually, because it didn't feel too bad. It didn't feel too bad. There was a couple of changes that I could make, but it didn't feel too bad. Alright, so you go into your garage here, and yeah, so number of stops, tire compound, just gives you your tire size here. Now unfortunately, there's nothing you can do with your gearing. Your gearing is the gearing for here. But the lock, you can definitely change that down. I have to bring that down. That's going to help me out a bit. And the rear wing, well, you get some wing that you can play with, but sometimes you can, like, all this stuff you can play with. Anything with the arrows on, you can change. But different cars and whatever will allow you to play with different things. So you get your brake pressure, brake duct size. You can actually even get into radiator sizes, and you can get into brake rotor size. I thought was there at one point. So some of this stuff is just knocked off right now. It's just default settings a little bit, but you can also see in get into Packer, you get into all your fast, slow bumps, spring rate, caster, camber, tire pressure, and you can see how that affects your tire temperature and all that kind of stuff. You get your anti-roll, your toe that you get to play with. And I don't know what this detached, maybe somebody knows what this front third spring and rear third spring. This must be in one of the other cars that you can play with these. But if anybody happens to know what it is, maybe please just leave me a comment if you know what all that means. Symmetrical tires, you can change that out, and everything's in kind of in kilopascals. I think I might change that. So you can also, what did I else set up on controls? So the setup is pretty easy at this. See, look at that. Just putting pressure on the base plate. Look at that. And then that's why I was having so much trouble with my brake. If I had a good set of brake pedals, I'd be much better off. Pardon me. Sorry about that. So you can set whatever wheel that you have. It comes preloaded. Then you might have to change some settings in there through your keyboard and stuff. No big deal. I got my force feedback settings on low, force feedback strength on 100%. I leave the steering wheel range at 540, but you can change that around a little bit. These are important to kind of, I guess, I've been playing with the wheel all day, trying to get that sweet spot where the wheel feels. And then you get into controller 1, controller 2. So speed sensitivity, turn that right off. Head movement to 23%. Pardon me. Could probably turn that up a little bit. Look forward, exaggerate it, yaw. This stuff here, I don't know. I just tried to research as much as I could. And if anybody can help me out with this axis here, I need to find out whether this is like steering, brake, and then clutch, or I don't know. Okay. And what can I do with these? Because I really want to figure out how I can change that. And if I figure out, well, then I will tell you guys and let you know. But if you guys figure out something on that, let me know. Difficulty, I have it at custom right now, but I have it on, because the only thing I turned off is the auto clutch. I have auto clutch on. But it's on as high a setting as it can go. Everything else is off. Wow, opposite lock is on. What else? I guess that's about it. The display I can't really touch right now anyway. And the audio, pretty basic stuff. And you can change all the, so I can hear in my headphones. It's really neat because you can hear the air gun going off, and it's all in like stereo stuff like that. Like it just sounds like somebody's dropped a plate in behind me. Like this, the beautiful sound, beautiful sound. Very, very good on the sound. And then you can pick even in your, got a nice little preview screen. You can see what your whatever you're doing there. So that's pretty cool. And then all the cars, of course, you can pick different cars. They have the V8 supercars right here, which is pretty cool. Just for this alone, for me, right? So anyway, we'll get back to it. We'll be doing some more on the Stock Car Extreme. I really appreciate you coming out and having a look at my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. And definitely, we're trying to keep this channel going and put a lot of hours and time and work involved into it. And my equipment is breaking down, so much use, and I'm trying to replace it. So I did set up a little Patreon site there. If you guys want to join the team and support the channel, that's great. If not, that's great too. I'm just happy to have you guys there and to watch the content. But if you don't mind, if you're going to take a pop in, have a look at it. If you feel so inclined, hit the donate button. So listen, thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate you coming in, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.